Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. Last night I'd done a bad thing. I actually watched the telly. I think you're either a YouTube person or you're a TV person. I'm a YouTube person. I watch YouTube and I watched the telly and it said potholes and I thought, I can't believe that. It's talking about potholes on the last video, and someone put some comments up about it saying that they're being repaired so much. And then this come up on this BBC documentary, probably Panorama or whatever it's called. And it's quite shocking, really. I'll actually just play a clip now of how many get repaired in a year. And I mean re-repaired. Let's play that clip.
Criticisms was the money being wasted on temporary pothole repairs.
What's the worst you've had in terms of going back to a road a number of times?
Over a year, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 10 times.
One road?
Yeah.
Wow.
We actually say to each other, oh, I wonder what month we'll be back and do that one. And then a few weeks or months later, you will go back and do that one because they've decided to mark it up now.
We submitted Freedom of Information requests to 206 councils in England, Scotland and Wales. We asked how many times a single pothole had been refilled in 2 years. Out of the 176 who responded, only 16 gave us a figure. The highest was 19 times in one London borough.
So basically, a council has had one pothole repaired over 19 times in a year. 19 times. And what I was saying about the lane where we own the lakes is that it's just the one that the pothole down the bottom of the road seems to be like that all the time. We've got to go because we've got meetings to do. So what I was thinking was with AI and everything, maybe I should just have a letter or an email that goes straight to the council every 2 months to say, can you repair the pothole? And what I said about in the last video is I said, my guys who look after the fisheries were saying when they're repairing the potholes, they're not clearing the water out the pothole. So I'm thinking, well, and he said to me, he said, Richard, that pothole, in a month's time, it'll be back. And it was. And then I was thinking, have a gummy, don't get too angry about this, because I said about the X5. Now the X5 I had, the BMW, 4 tyres I went through on that car. 4 tyres. And then I was thinking, how long is it going to take for them to fix these roads? And they'll never fix them, basically. From this report, they will never fix the road. So that's it. They said it was something like, and I'll try and bring up the clip, 118 years or something to repair the roads. That's how long it's going to take. And then I'll play a clip now about actually just closing roads because there's no money to repair the potholes. So let's play that for you. So now I'm thinking, well, where are we going? Because the potholes, they've got 1.6 million budget or billion budget, and it's 16 billion is what they need. Right, okay. So now I know why when people are trying to put in claims for alloys and tyres that are broken, you never get any money because there's no money. It just makes me feel a bit like I really want the UK to do well. I really want to do well. I want other people to do well. I want businesses to do well. And coming out of watching that, I just think, I don't know where we're going. I mean, the other thing is, I know manufacturers like this has got the biggest alloys and tyres on an SUV. Now, I don't care. It's like, makes no difference to me. I'm not going to go around going, hey man, I got 23-inch big spinner rims. No. Just want to drive the car. Now this has air suspension, which is great, but I know at some point I'm going to hit a pothole and it's going to break something and it's going to be £1,000 because everything's £1,000 now. It'll be the tyre, and if it's the alloy, it'll probably be even more. I'm trying to think of whether there should be some more rules on stuff. Now, I think they should limit it to like a 20-inch rim or something, and there should be a certain profile. Then that would stop us. Because in the old days, we used to have, I mean, I remember like 15-inch rims. Don't even probably do that now. 16-inch, and you had like 50 profiles, and you're going to need them, or you're going to need to get like a tractor or something. Because if they can't fix these potholes and that, and they're repairing them up to 19 times on one pothole, it's all over. Then I was thinking, I need a gummy. No, I was thinking, surely you can repair a pothole and it doesn't have to be repaired like 10 times in a year, like every month or whatever. Surely. So I'm going to talk to my mates who run the roads and the highways, and I'm going to go, look, isn't there a way of just repairing a pothole and it lasting? Surely there must be something. Or is this a way of making money? That's what's been going through my mind. So if I'm like, we're not fixing something, as I say, they're repairing the potholes. They're not fixing the potholes. So they're different things, aren't they? Fixing something to me means it has a longevity. It's like me having a fill-in at the dentist and then going back every month because it's fallen out. I don't expect that. I expect to have a fill-in and it lasts 5 or 10 years, not every month, change it. So that's got to change. So surely, if they've got the ability to repair the potholes, we've got to look at what they're repairing the potholes with. Does that make any sense to you guys? And then, who is making that decision? And then I was just looking at, if they've got 1.6 billion to do potholes as a council, then we're never going to do the potholes. But if we wasn't repairing them, I don't know. I don't even know. Is this outsourced? I assume this is outsourced repairs. So if they're outsourced, do they just not repair it very well? But anyway, the reason for it is because we're on the roads every day, and if they're going to start closing them, or we're just going to have so much cost in running our cars, we've got to think about, I was actually thinking coming in, thinking, what about if I put this car on some like 19-inch rims with like a 60 profile, like an all-season proper profile tyre, a bit like they've done on that new Octa Land Rover. Can I just get round it? Because one of the reasons selling that X5 was it's just annoying. You get that bulge in the tyre and you think, 350 notes down the drain. And when you do it 4 times, you start to think, this is just costing too much. Where are we going as a nation, as the UK, with the roads and everything? I don't know, because I'm stuck in a traffic jam. Every road's closed, it seems. Yeah, it's just a weird time, isn't it? I was chatting with some people yesterday, and they were saying, Richard, that recession's near. And maybe it is. It does feel a little bit like 2008, 2009. But it's not even about recessions. It's just about way of life. And I always feel like we should be progressing. So everything we do should be that it's helped our life and progressed it. And I just feel at the moment we're at a real tipping point. I think, like, I'm looking at, I mean, I've got an AI business, I've got tech businesses, and some of the stuff that I'm looking at is saying that AI is going to replace people and different things, but no one seems to want to stop stuff. Just stop stuff. Just someone high level, just go, look, as humans we need a purpose. Like, I want to go to work today. I want to work today. I don't want to just sit at home. I want to do things. That's fine. So I need a purpose. So if AI takes away that purpose, what do we do? It's just going to be like civil war. It's going to be crazy. So I think there comes a point where we have to say, well, actually, that job is fine as it's done, and we don't need technology to move that forward, because obviously it's going to take out all the workers. And then what are all the workers? And that makes me think about unemployment levels, and makes me think, I know at the moment, because I'm in phones, I can see a lot, that the mobile numbers is dropping, and that's the first time for a while. So what that means is that people are dropping staff, whereas the year before we had an increase in people coming on. So, and I'm the first to see it because I've got all the data there. So it's very, very, very worrying time, really worrying time for people. And it's just going to be interesting. And again, when you look at stuff like what the governments have got, you keep thinking, well, I'm paying more tax and you want me to fill this black hole of money. I don't think the money's the problem. I think it's how we're spending the money. I really want to go through it. If I could, I want to go through it. I want to understand it more. I want to know, like, what are you spending our money on? So you're just going to keep taxing us, so the next budget it'll be even higher, even higher, even higher. Because I now know you're underfunded on the roads. So every election, most of the time they go, what are we going to do? We're going to fix 7 million potholes. So basically it's just like an election guide. Oh no, we're going to do 8 million. 8 million. Oh, okay, I'll go with them because they're going to do 8 million potholes. So when I go out, I'm not going dong dong dong. Because otherwise it's just like Mario Kart, the roads. It's like this. Oh, it's a pothole. Oh, it's a pothole. And then they wonder why there's more crashes. There's more crashes because you're trying to avoid a pothole on a country lane and then you end up crashing into someone. Right, another gummy. And thanks for all the orders yesterday as well. These are good. These are just 10 mil. They're good. They calm me down. They take my anxieties away, apparently. But actually, no, they've been really good. I was so sceptical on this product. It took Jade about 4 times to get me to take anything. I was like, no, stick to Nurofen. I've had no Nurofen for 3 months. I feel really good. Really good shape. It's just the poxy country. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these videos. And I've got more coming soon. I'm going to do one, actually. Got my daughter her first car. It actually arrives today. And we've been trying to do insurance as a first-time driver. That is not easy. But we have had some quotes ranging from £500 to £5,000. And we've got to go through them and we've got to make some decisions because we pick up the car, what's the time? 8:30, pick up the car at 2. So I thought I might as well do a video on that. You might be interested in, you know, getting your son or daughter or they, him, she, whatever you call people now, their first car. So that could be a good one. So please like, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoy these videos and I'll see you again soon.